All right, let's do this. Welcome back to another video. Today I have a Q&A video for you guys. We have to hurry because it's getting dark very soon nowadays. It's winter now here in Hamburg. So let's start. Grab your coffee or tea, whatever you prefer. And that already answered one of the questions. I hope you don't mind me getting comfortable. So now I look like an asshole, but that's okay. Oh yeah, we're doing this, by the way, because this channel reached 70K. So thank you all for subscribing. Everyone who's new here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed what you've seen so far. Yeah, and reflecting back on, 2020, it hasn't been the best year for my channel, I have to say. Views are definitely not as high as they used to be. Yeah, the general growth of this channel is a little bit slower this year, but it's not about, becoming super famous and rich and getting, 1 million subs. That's not really what I'm here for. I really appreciate the people who are already on this channel supporting me since I've started, or whenever you joined. So yeah, I appreciate all of you guys tuning in and subscribing and liking and sharing. It's a huge support, so I appreciate it very much. And I hope to see you in the next video soon. It's not over yet, just a little intro. Okay, so yeah, on Instagram and on YouTube, I asked you to send me some questions. And I will try to answer all of them. And I want to keep this video under an hour, so I might have to be a little short when it comes to my answers, but I'm going to try to answer all of you guys. So first question, your favorite focal length of all time? It's still 28, but I'm leaning towards 35 now. But if I have to pick one, it will be 28. Goals for the year or next year? Can we really plan for next year? If the Olympic Games in Japan are going to happen next year, I would like to go visit Japan for that. But my hopes are very low. I have some personal goals. We are about to move out of this apartment, more into the countryside. We still haven't found a good place, but we have to leave in a few months, and 2 months or 3 months. So yeah, definitely a little pressure here. But yeah, life will be different next year for sure. Living in the countryside. Probably having a room that I can make my studio. So we might do some more indoor content. We will see. In terms of photography, I don't know, to be honest. I'm in the process of reflecting and finding out what I should do. Do you earn a bit with street prints to finance your gear? A little bit. I'm selling prints through my website, but it's not really financing my gear. I could maybe buy one lens a year if I would use that money. So I don't really use the money that I earn from prints to finance gear. I don't buy that much gear anyways. Maybe you don't believe me because I have so much equipment, but most of it is temporary and I get rid of a lot of stuff. If you would look into my closet, into my equipment, it will look totally different from the last videos you saw on my channel. X100V or is X Pro 3 worth it? Versatility, no factor, just need compact second camera. I actually decided not to answer questions like, is this camera better or this camera, or what camera I should buy, because that is an answer I cannot give to you, because you need to decide for yourself what you need and ultimately what makes you happy. Short answer is I would prefer the X100V. It's more compact, but take it for what it is. How to edit without spending hours for one shot, your work process post shooting. Just get it right in camera and then you don't need to spend hours for post-processing. My post-processing workflow has changed a little this year. I spend more time than I used to, but that's because I'm shooting mainly black and white this year, and I do a lot more of dodge and burning So highlighting, you know, subjects by lighting them up or darkening parts in the frame. So yeah, I spend more time editing now, but only because I'm shooting black and white. What features would you like to see in the GR4, like weather sealing, return of pop-up flash, and so on? That's a good question. I would definitely like to see faster AF, maybe a little better low light performance. Yeah, just make the GR snappier and faster. That's all I want. Which would you bring on a trip to Hawaii? Canon 5D Mark II, Pentax K3, GR3 or Leica X1? GR3, of course. Don't have a question, just want to say I love and admire your work a lot. Keep it up. Oh, thanks you, Balquis Altami. Appreciate it, thank you. Is the angle of the dangle in direct proportion to the heat of the eat with the GR3? What the? I don't know if I understand the question, but let's say the angle of the dangle is in direct proportion of the heat of the eat. How did you discover or build the community of photographers in your videos? I didn't really seek out for a community. Oh no, that's not true. Everyone seeks out a community. Here, where I live in Germany, I don't feel like I have a big community. All I have is just Bello. Bello and I, we go out to shoot sometimes, but not even that is happening nowadays, at least. Yeah, and then I have a lot of people that I got to know through Instagram or YouTube. Sometimes I reach out to people who I find interesting, like for example Stock Easy, Jason. I found him on YouTube and then I contacted him or just wrote him a message, and then we started chatting. And then there are other people like Alex. Shout out to Alex on Streets. He was one of my first subscribers or supporters, and he was always commenting. And then, yeah, we chatted on Instagram, and it just naturally develops like that. And then they know someone in their community. So when I visit them, I get to know other people, and that's basically how it goes. Leo is asking, can you send some subs this way? Of course, bro. Everyone go to Leo Galang's YouTube channel, subscribe to his channel. He does some street photography content, filmmaking, and your channel isn't growing, bro. What are you doing? You're still around 1K. Like he's doing a good job, but I think you should find more original content maybe. I think you should do some controversial stuff maybe, or upload at a higher pace. I mean, I know you are also working another job, so, but yeah, YouTube is tough, but definitely subscribe to Leo. Okay, next one. Will you be open to explore other countries in Asia besides Japan? Of course, anytime. I just don't have concrete plans yet. It must be nice. When is the video about the Leica on the top left corner of your last video going to happen? Which camera are you talking about? Oh, this. Oh, there's no camera. Must have been a Fata Morgana. There will be a video coming out, but I will not talk about it in the near future. Maybe. I actually don't want to talk about gear on this channel that much anymore, but we all know this is not going to happen. What are you thinking when you're shooting street? I'm not really thinking in the moment. It's more like seeing and observing and being hypersensitive. I think you should do less thinking but more feeling, like training your intuition. That's what I do. I see a scene, I see potential, I can feel potential sometimes, the energy, or I don't know, you just develop, a sense for seeing interesting scenes. You just need to go out and then train that muscle. And sorry, by the way, that, this video is a little boring because Usually I would go out and film a Q&A outside, but it's too cold and it's too cozy at home. And we are in lockdown anyway, so... analog or digital, and why? And does it really matter? Or is the story always number one? I think you already answered your own question. It does not matter, and story is always number one. And I was thinking about doing a video about that topic, because personally, I will continue shooting film for fun when I'm bored. But I decided to shoot digital for my serious work because I like the workflow better. I like the experience of shooting film, but I don't like the workflow that comes after you take the shot. It really doesn't matter. It is just personal preference and how much work you want to put into it. And at the end, if you show someone your photos and they want to discuss, the film stock, the grain structure, and the colors, then your photos are probably not interesting enough. Which GR film camera would you pick? Honestly, I don't know much about the film GR cameras. I will probably pick up the GR... See, I don't even remember the names. The one that is 28, that is the best one. What is your challenge for 2021? Like black and white for 2020? Yeah, this year, 2020, my goal or my New Year's resolution was to shoot only black and white for 1 year. And I will be doing a video about that soon, until the end of this year. Yeah, like I said in the beginning, I don't have concrete plans for next year just because I don't know what's going to happen and I don't know if I can plan for it, I'm preparing for the worst, let's say that, but I'm hoping for the best. Congratulations, Sammy. Any thoughts on street photography using a mobile phone? Yeah, you can definitely do it if you use a good phone. My phone has good image quality, but it's very slow. So I wouldn't use my phone for that. But there are many photographers who produce great work on a phone. So congrats. Any more trouble with the rear dial on your GR3? Mine's acting up again. Me personally, I don't have any problems or issues anymore, but I had to get it fixed once. But since then, I haven't had any issues. And if you have an issue with the rear dial, then definitely contact Ricoh. I think they are fixing it for free. How can I get your cool strap for the GR? Yeah, I'm still in the process of finding or deciding between parts. I have a new prototype and my mother-in-law is, a little busy nowadays because work is coming back and yeah, it will still take some time. It might not come out this year. But I want to get this right, and I'm also testing the straps. So I don't want to make a strap and then sell it and then, it suddenly rips and your camera falls on the ground, So I want to make sure the straps are working, and yeah, I'm currently still testing and finding the right parts. Any hope of seeing M8 or M8 II video? I don't know if there was ever an M8 Mark II. I will probably never talk about the M8. Personally, I'm not interested in a camera with a crop sensor. I mean, I don't really see the point investing in full frame glass and then using just a portion of it. Apart from Torsten, who would your dream collab be with and what would you do? So apart from Torsten, so I won't say who he means, but it's a little inside joke. Dream collab of people on YouTube or just photographers, filmmakers in general. On YouTube, I don't know. I don't watch that many YouTubers, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe Matt Day. I mean, I'm not shooting that much film anymore, but he seems like a chill dude. So, and who else? Kai would be awesome. Kai Wong. That would be fun. I don't know. More subscribers, more videos. Definitely no. I'm pretty proud of myself for uploading once a week and, you know, keeping that rhythm. I can't do more than that. It's just too much work, and I'm not at the point yet where I can hire an editor. I don't really make enough money. I make enough money to, you know, pay the bills and maybe put a little bit on the side, but it's not at that point where I can, you know, afford to pay someone. And also, I don't really like the idea of giving away some of my, you know, visual creative language, and editing is such a big part of my channel. I really enjoy editing a video and experimenting and, you know, messing with people's perception and expectations, and such a big part of my channel. So yeah, once a week, if I can keep that up, then that would be good. What year did you start in street photography? Honestly, I would say 2017. That's when I took street photography more serious. That's also when I bought the X100F. Before that, I was shooting with my GR and kind of doing street photography, but I was more doing travel photography and, you know, more documentary style photography. And then I focused more on street in 2017. I bought this book here, which probably all of you know. And then that made me interested in street photography. So yeah, 2017, I would say. Favorite Schnitzel? Definitely Jaeger art. What is the secret to your beautiful hair? The people need to know. I don't know, just let it grow and wash it occasionally. I don't really take good care of my hair, honestly. I wash my hair maybe every 2 or 3 days. Besides the dimensions, the GR3 has not convinced me yet. What is your best advice? Try harder? No, I don't know. You have to just use it and experience it for yourself. I mean, it's just a camera, and my biggest argument for it is image quality and pocketability. Is that a word? Pocketability? Yeah. That are the two main reasons for the GR3. What is your favorite black and white film stock? Definitely Ilford HP5. Least favorite type of film? You probably mean like 35mm film, or you mean film in terms of movies. So my least favorite 35mm film would be probably Fuji Superia or Kodak Ultramax. One of those two. Or Fuji C200. I know it's the cheapest, but I don't really like the look. And in terms of movies, my least favorite type of films, like movies, definitely superhero movies. I don't know, I just find them very boring and, you know, a little bit too serious for what they are. I don't know. It's not a popular opinion, I know, but I don't really like them. Places you haven't been to but want to photograph. I say this all the time, definitely Russia. Yeah, East Europe. Yeah, Russia. Definitely Russia. Of all the pictures on Earth, which one do you wish you had taken, or have you taken it? There are a few. I mean, this could be one. And then maybe I would be famous now. I don't know. Basically, any photograph from Sebastião Salgado, that is, you know, the goal. I mean, getting in that area would be enough, you know, in that league. So I can't think of any particular photo. Yeah. Why are the vlogs called potato vlogs? I call them potato vlogs because they are spontaneous vlogs that I shot on my GoPro, on my action cam. And it started by me using a Xiaomi action cam, which is not as good as this one. And it's just what people are saying when they see a video with very low quality. They always write in the comment section, was this filmed on a potato? You know, and that's where this came from. So I just named it potato vlog because the quality is not on par with my other videos. But, you know, using something like this, which is, you know, 4K, colors are nice. Yeah, it's getting to a point where I might have to change the name, but yeah, I'm definitely going to keep calling them potato vlogs. Eki Boy wants to know just how good is a GR3? Just watch my videos and decide for yourself. I mean, for me personally, and you know, I'm going to say this, it's the camera that takes my professional work. And that is crazy because it's such a small camera and the quality is... Just watch the video I did with Sean on the GR channel, the GR photo print challenge. That was, I was using a JPEG and printing A1, which is huge. And it's amazing, the quality. So that's all I can say. What camera are you buying next? Oh, please don't ask me this because I just got rid of a few cameras and invested in a new camera that you will see soon. I'm feeling I'm feeling now that I will probably not buy a new camera for a long time. And I'm planning to use and abuse the cameras I'm using at the moment. While photographing protests, do you consider yourself more as a street or press photographer? I'm definitely not a press photographer. I mean, I associate press photographers with people who work for the press, so they get paid to do this. I don't get paid to document a protest. So I would say I consider myself more like a street photographer, but maybe a street photographer who documents protests as well. I mean, I think they go hand in hand. If a protest happens on your street, in your city, it's, I think, natural to document it. Do you have any advice for a newbie on street photography? Love your videos on YouTube. Thanks, Mike. Main advice for starting street photography. There's this quote from Matt Stewart, just get a comfortable pair of shoes. And that's definitely good advice. I would say do that and just go out, explore. Don't expect too much. Just get into that zone of hunting for images and experiment, develop your eye, try to see things before they're happening. Or maybe if you are, you know, a little shy and doing candid photography, go to, I mean, that's bad advice for 2020, but usually I would say go to crowded places, busy streets where lots of people are, so that, you know, you won't stand out if you take photos. Sprichst du Deutsch? Ja. You're planning to photograph and make a video in... Oh shit, I can't see what city or country you mean. I can't look it up anymore. I don't know, we will see. Which is your favorite city in Japan? Of all the cities I've been to, it's still Tokyo, then Osaka. Never been to Hokkaido or Okinawa, so I don't know, but I really enjoyed the countryside in Niigata. It's beautiful. Oh, and Kumamoto Prefecture. One of my favorite places, based on one holiday trip I did. When you can, will you be continuing the GR project? I love watching those videos. Yeah, I wish I could give you an answer, And I hope Ricoh is watching, and hopefully Ricoh, we can discuss this, because yeah, I really enjoyed doing the GR project videos. Definitely the videos I'm most proud of my channel. And I'm glad we managed to do 4 episodes. And the plan was to continue this year. Actually 6 videos. Ricoh wanted me to do 6 videos this year. So every 2 months I would travel somewhere to make a video. It didn't happen. So I can't say. I hope we can continue, but at the moment we have to just see how things develop. But hopefully Ricoh hasn't give up this project yet. What is a good starter film camera that won't break the bank? Depends on your shooting style. If you prefer an SLR or a rangefinder, or even maybe a pocket camera. I don't know, what is the SLR everyone recommends? Canon AE1 probably. Pentax has very good SLRs. And if you're into the rangefinder style of shooting, then maybe the Canon Q, is it the QL17? I will pop up a photo here so you know what I mean. What settings are you using on your GR3 today compared to your previous video? You're probably talking about my previous, my settings video. Let me show you. So I can't show you all my settings, it will just take too much time, but I use my user settings, and user setting 2 for me is the one I use the most at the moment. I'm shooting shutter priority. So I choose the shutter speed, and you know, however it fits the scene. Indoors I go, you know, below 125. Outside, when there's enough light, you know, I go up to maybe 500 of a second. So aperture is auto and ISO is auto. Snap focus is set to 1.5 meters. I shoot black and white, monotone. And if you want to know my settings for that, that is high low key adjustment +1, contrast +3, contrast highlight +1, contrast shadow -1, sharpness -1, filter effect on 1, shading 0, clarity 0, and no grain effect. And I'm shooting RAW plus JPEG. Ricoh GR4 is coming? Question mark. I'm sure it is. I'm sure Ricoh's already, you know, developing it. I heard rumors that a new GR will come out next year. It would be nice, I hope so. Will you ever visit Atlanta? Yeah. If I go back to America someday, which I don't know when that is going to happen. I just finished the whole Q&A and then I realized I don't have enough memory. So it didn't save the last part, which was at least half an hour long. So we have to go back. Okay, let's continue. What kind of image do you choose for personal decoration? I think you mean like photos hanging on the wall. I only have one photo of mine on the wall, and that is the one from Bordeaux with the mother and her son. That's on my wall. Yeah, that's the only photo I have on my walls. Okay, yeah, that was the last one from Instagram. So let's go over to YouTube and do all of this again. You're always hoping to be a photojournalism or question mark? I think he means if I always wanted to be a photojournalist or hoping to become one. And the answer is I think I would say I was one, but I wasn't a very successful one, and I quit after 6 months or so. I was actually signed by a photojournalism agency, and my idea was that, you know, I will travel to different countries for assignments, and, you know, I will just apply at a magazine and they will just send me somewhere, maybe together with a writer. But that is not happening nowadays. Nowadays, you need to finance your projects and then sell your projects after you shot them. And I know a few people who are getting paid to go somewhere to take photos, but it's not on the same scale as it used to be. It's mostly like for a day or so to, you know, take a few snapshots. That's it. But it's rare these days that a newspaper or a magazine is sending a photographer somewhere to document a story for weeks or months. So yeah, my grandfather always said to me that I was born in the wrong time, in the wrong era. You know, if I would live in the 50s or 60s, you know, I might have more chances, but I'm not mad, you know, it was fun to try it. But the thing was also, I just graduated from my design school, and then immediately I wanted to be a photojournalist because one of my teachers, who was a photojournalist or still is, encouraged me to do it, and he was actually the one who helped me getting signed by the same agency he's in. So it was a huge help, but I never sold a single photo. I went to like events that are happening locally, so that I can at least, you know, sell photos to local newspapers. But I didn't have a car at that time, so I had to take the bus or train home. And then by the time I was back home, all the other photographers, they already sold their photos. So yeah, I was always too late. But that led me to street photography, and nowadays I'm starting to work on more reportage style projects again. And actually street photography is starting to get a little boring for me, and I think that's just normal. If you do street photography for a while, it gets boring because it's very repetitive. You need to kind of find new things. So I think I should invest more time into long-term projects or do something that is related to street photography. But I'm looking more now than just getting a pretty picture, which is much, much harder to do. Okay, will you ever try the Leica Q? I have tried it, and I know friends who use one, and I like it. It's a definitely nice camera. It has everything you want from a Leica camera except the rangefinder, which I think is a big part of a big deciding factor between, you know, an M camera or the Q. But the Q is, you know, so fast, so snappy. I actually tried out the Q2 monochrome, and that thing is definitely a slick camera. If I would design a camera, it would be, you know, all black and white. And I actually shot a video for Leica for the Q2 monochrome, which should be on their channel. If you look for the Leica YouTube channel, it should be on there by now. If not, definitely have a look, because I shot the whole thing in black and white on my X-H1 using the Acros profile. I went fully into black and white, and it was a lot of fun, and pretty proud of that clip. So definitely check it out. How about a challenge buying old DSLR cameras, very cheap, and doing street photography with it? Would be nice to do this kind of challenge. Can you do that for us, Sam? I had this idea for a while to do that. I don't know how much interesting it would be. Maybe let me know in the comment section if you want to see that. It would be fun to buy maybe the first DSLR I ever bought, which was a Pentax K100D, and I still have a 50 manual lens. So maybe someday I will do that. Why do you photograph? What is your inspiration starting photography? So on my previous take, I did a long talk about, you know, me starting skateboarding, and that led to photography. And I'm trying to keep this short, but I think it's an important part of my development. Was definitely skateboarding. And it was when I was 13 years old. That's when I started skating. And naturally, when you start skating, you want to prove to your friends that you landed the trick, or it's just what you do. You take photos of you or your friends, you film video parts, you learn how to edit and edit to the music. So skateboarding definitely taught me a lot about photography and filmmaking. But wanting to become a photographer came much later. I always did some kind of travel photography, but I wasn't really sure what to focus on. And then a big turning point for me was one of my photography teacher in university. He actually showed me photojournalism or reportage photography, and he recommended to me that I should watch the documentary War Photographer, and that film really changed my outlook on photography or how I should shoot, and I was so fascinated by that, and that made me want to become a photojournalist. So I shot, much wider lenses, getting closer. So that was a big inspiration. How did you start to make videos on YouTube? That was in 2017 when I bought the X100F. I wanted a new camera for street photography, and that, I really wanted to have that X100F, and I kind of knew that if I would do a review on that camera, because it was still new, that lots of people will watch it. So I knew there's guaranteed success for my first video if I do a review video. So I just did one for fun. And you know what? I actually never told my family and friends about my channel until I had like 10,000 subscribers, because I didn't want people to find me. I wanted to prove it to myself that I can do it. And I also used my second name, my German name, Samuel, which is my first name here in Germany, but no one calls me Samuel. It always has been Lintaro, and in Japan my first name is Lintaro and not Samuel. So I used that because it's easier to remember, and now I really got used to it, and people call me Sam or Samuel, and I actually don't mind it. I actually really like it. What was your very first paid photography gig? That was definitely in 2011. I was still studying graphic design, and my school asked me to be a photographer at a convention for school kids to find out what they should study. I don't know how to call this in English, but it's called Stutzubi. Maybe my German viewers will know that convention. And I was hired to be at a photo booth. I had 2 soft boxes, and I had to shoot headshots of school kids for headshots for applying to university. And that was a lot of work. I think I took at least 300 portraits that day. And yeah, it was good practice, and it was definitely the first photography job. I think I got like 150 euro, which is not a lot, but as a student, it was, it was money. It was good money. Alex on Streets asks, where babies come from? I already commented below that. You should tell me, because you're the one with the son. I'm still working on it, so you tell me. Renato asks, what do you think makes a great street photographer? What did I say in the first take? I think a great street photographer has a clear vision, knows exactly why he is doing it, does not shy away from confrontation, is sensitive about his surroundings, has to love and appreciate people, all kinds of people, without being judgmental, and just be a decent human being. Just, I think a street photographer should know to give back to the community. And they should be humble. I don't like photographers who, run to you and say, look what I got, and then I don't want to treat my subjects as, prizes, like, ooh, I got this amazing shot, so I can do with it whatever I want to do. I think without the people, if people are your thing, then you should appreciate the fact that they are part of your photo. So yeah, that's basically my idea of a good or decent street photographer. Does alcohol consumption help street photographers? I definitely don't recommend it unless you need that little push, for example, for doing flash photography, or if you watch the first episode of my GR project video, when I was at the Oktoberfest, we drank a bit too much beer that night, which was good because it made me do more flash photography, and yeah, beer definitely helps. Shout out to Nuts Tokyo. But I wouldn't do it long term. So short term, okay. Long term, maybe not. Any interest in going medium format? I have shot medium format in the past using the Pentax 645Z. And it's great. I like the experience. I like the look. The only thing is medium format cameras are just a little bit too big and heavy. And I prefer small cameras. But, you know, maybe someday they will get super small. Then I might consider shooting medium format. But at the moment, I'm happy with, you know, APS-C and full frame. Yeah, it's enough. Will there ever be a boy born that can swim faster than a shark? Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. We actually have a comment here linking up a photo of what looks like a shark boy. Okay, whatever. Who are your favorite film directors? I was always fascinated by Tarantino. He is just a character, and it's interesting to listen to his interviews. I like some of his films. What's this guy called again? Kurosawa, Seven Samurais, and big fan of one of my favorite films is also Lost in Translation. What's that woman called again? I forgot it. It's the female director. I forgot the name, but you probably know what I mean. Oh, it's getting very blue. That means the sun is down. Last 3 questions. Who are your... Oh, already did that. Congratulations, underrated channel, road to 100K. Yeah, thanks, Steven. Question, why so cool? I don't know how to answer to that. Am I cool? I don't know. I hope so. Do you think that Ricoh will release a GR Mark IV early next year? Okay, we already talked about this. I'm sure they will. No idea. We will see. And yeah, that is it. So that is it. Thank you all for submitting your questions. I hope I could answer all of them. And yeah, really appreciate your support. And to all of you who are new on this channel, welcome. And I hope you are staying for the next videos. I don't have any concrete plans. I will just keep doing what I'm doing. I have some cool video ideas coming soon. There will be a little surprise video coming soon as well. I'm definitely, you know, thinking a little bit and reflecting about my channel and what I'm doing and what I'm going to do in the future. There are some questions in my mind I need to answer. So I will definitely keep you updated. And closing words. So on my first take, I think I was talking about, you know, being more relaxed, not being led by your emotions, especially now. You know, we just had the US elections going on. At the time of this recording, you know, it's still unsure what's going to happen. And I can see a lot of people getting really, you know, hyped up or, you know, stressed and emotional, and lots of emotions going around. And then we have, you know, the pandemic situation, and we are already so divided. I'm kind of pessimistic, although I'm usually an optimistic person. But seeing how people react this year, and, you know, it's just getting harder and harder to you know, just go on and live your life. And is this a weird way to end a Q&A? Yeah, I mean, I just want to, you know, let you guys know that we should all calm down and, you know, see the bigger perspective, the bigger picture, and don't stress the little things. There are many important issues in the world right now, and camera gear is definitely not one of them. So keep things in perspective, and, you know, keep being safe and healthy. And I hope you're also keeping sane. And yeah, why don't you just shut up and say goodbye and then end the video? It's always hard to end a video. I really don't know what to say. I think that's it. So see you next time. Bye bye.